Welcome and thank you for joining us. Let's do the daily papers. At least the front page are some of the dailies this morning. I'm not doing it alone. I've got Winfrey here with me. Thank you very much, Winfrey. Yeah. All right, I'm going to be starting with the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Just in case you're picking up this one, if it's your choice, you'll be met with this headline. CBN sacks boards of Union, Keystone, Polaris Banks. That hit hard this morning when we saw that one. Plenty of information from page 6. In court to deliver judgments in suits seeking to stop elections from holding on Saturday on page 29. Attack on Ikoko, or is it Ichocho Kogi government arrests 6. How I was attacked. And Amotekun arrests 2 caught with human head body parts in Saki. I think that's in Ondo State, if I'm not mistaken. I actually read that story yesterday. EFCC to grill Edu, Sadia, Halima daily until... It continues on page 29, and prospective coal members now to register with NIN. And, of course, at the top of the Tribune, which is loaded with headlines, Army deploys 975 officials, cancels 120 postings, and Shoyinka raises the alarm as a court remands Ogunloye in Kuje prison. There's still more to go on, but the story I said that I read from yesterday, the one with the arrest of a couple of individuals with human heads. Now, this happened on the 9th of January, if I'm not, I think on the 9th or the 8th of January, if I'm not mistaken. And they had exhumed and decapitated a freshly buried corpse, and they were apprehended on the way. I was having a conversation with somebody in person, said these kinds of things are bound to happen even more often now, unfortunately, because of the state of the economy and people resorting to means that are not exactly empirical. You don't even know whether they actually work. And it's very unfortunate. It'll be a call on the authorities to, especially at this time, double their efforts when it comes to these kinds of crimes, because not just that, a lot of other crimes are being perpetrated now. My friend who's a single mother has gotten robbed twice this year alone in her home. And these are the things we said last year when we talked about the economy going bust as it just has. And it's a very concerning instance. What daily do you have?
So I have the Vanguard here, and for the major headlines here, we have CBN SACS boards, management of Union Bank, Keystone and Polaris Bank, accuses them of bank and other financial institutions act infractions. As a special investigator asked federal governments to take over banks. At the top there, we have Zenith Jais Bank, MDs not arrested by EFCC. We have that on page 26. Alleged $6 billion fraud. Ex-Power Minister Ogunloye docked, remanded in prison. Shoyinka raises alarm. We have that on page 9. To the right of that, we have tax waivers on imported mining equipment. Others underway. Federal government, page 8. Obi Edioga, greatest casualties of 2023, electoral fraud, LP, we have that on page 8. And below the second image there, to the right, we have suspension. PERMSEC takes over humanitarian ministry from Beta Edu. Economic reforms, NECA analyst, experts align with World Bank on ease of inflation. We have Olu Fasson, we have that on page 16. AFCOM 2023, Super Eagles land in Abidjan. We have that on page 31. And I think I will circle back to the situation of the CBN. I was reading the story earlier as well. And of course, talk about a lot of irregularities with the banks and how the federal government saw the need to step in. A lot of it is also linked to the ex-CBN governor, Emefiele, and all of that, talking about using monies gotten through illicit methods to actually monetize some of the processes.
I was very excited about the headline regarding the tax waivers for imported mining. One thing people don't know about me is that I've tried a lot of things, and mining was supposed to be one of them. I did deal in agriculture for a little while, but mining was supposed to be something that I really wanted to go into.
What did you want to mine?
There are certain rocks in the north that are ornamental, but unfortunately we couldn't get the licenses. We don't have the equipment, and this was supposed to be a small operation, but it was the almost impossible nature of investing inside of that kind of business. With everything going the way it is, in Nigeria, I think it's been realized that we have so many other avenues to actually make money, and mining is one of them. And if we open this up, tax waivers, for instance, it's going to help the economy be more Nigerian, sell more Nigerian is the point.
Yes, of course, definitely.
I can't go too deep into that because we don't have any time, and we have other headlines, so many headlines that we have to touch on, like these ones from The Guardian. Anxiety as CBN sacks boards of Union, Keystone, Polaris Bank. We touched on that just now. It's all over the papers. Austerity between call for sacrifice and leading by example. That's on page 4. Supreme Court returns Fintiri as Adamawa governor, reverses judgment in Abia appeal, and third mainland bridge closure. Commuters lament chaotic traffic, seek reprieve. Yesterday, I had the shock of my life thinking it was going to be absolutely a normal day, forgetting that the third mainland bridge and that announcement had been made.
Apologies.
However, that announcement was not absolute. Because like before, when you heard that the third mainland bridge was going to be closed, it was open all through, except for certain parts leading out of it. So I thought it was going to be the same thing, but it was blocked right from the start. And boy, did it cause mayhem when it comes to traffic in other parts of Lagos. So if you're up and about today and you're about to use the third mainland bridge, you might want to reconsider perhaps maybe using another alternative route.
So something that also came up based on that development. So the third mainland bridge is closed for certain hours coming, and then for certain other hours going. So now a lot of people notice that there are people actually there, roadblocks, blocking the road that actually should have access and collecting money before they allow people go through. And it is known and said that we had police present at these places, also aiding people block the roads and collect money from people trying to go back. So talking about
very
crime,
unfortunate.
Yeah.
However, that's very Nigerian.
Yeah.
Not espousing to it in any
So like
case.
normally they actually expect you to just tip, but this time it's actually expected that you pay, even though you turn back.
Mandated. That's unfortunate. Unfortunately,